This is even terrible. So I restarted the live stream because I want to get my points even clearer across. So the last time I kept mumbling and fumbling over my words, tripping over my own legs. It feels a bit silly. I want to talk about something that's been happening. Well, just happened, you could say. Eric July has been sued. Now, I'm sure you don't, I'm sure many of y'all know the Rip of Us. It's Eric July's company, comic company ways, creating awesome content and is currently being sued for trademark infringement or something along the lines of that. Now, copyright is a very difficult thing because because you need to understand that there's millions of copyrights, millions of them, you know, and obviously enough, sometimes people may think, well, you copying them or something like that, which doesn't make any sense, or you using their trademark for no reason. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Eric has a lot of detractors. One of the two biggest detractors are Dick Masterson and Vito. I don't know his surname, but Vito and Dick Masterson are like this. They're this close, you know, that close. And of course, what they do is basically get angry at the rip of us, complain about it. Now they have every right to complain about it, just as every other detractor. But what they've done was just so low. Basically, what they did was they emailed they emailed some some company that's called ISOM. Now I want y'all to understand this. There are plenty of companies called ISOM. You can search on the internet, you will find plenty of them. I remember, I think it was a couple of months ago, or even last year, I searched for ISOM. I don't think I got Eric July's, I don't think I got Eric July's comic as the first result. I got something else. There were other businesses as well. A lot of companies are called ISOM. Eric July's comic, one of his comics is called ISOM. You need to understand that. So basically, uh, Vito. I don't know if Dick Masterson has has anything to do with this specifically, but both of them have been together so long. It's easy to assume that both of them have done something like this. But I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't, because I mean, both of them have been doing a lot of weird things lately with the Rippaverse. So obviously, it just a lot of people will assume that both of them are in this together. I think they are. I can't remember because I watched Eric July's video and he mentioned something about the word we. So I'm guessing that's Vito and Dick, but of course it could be someone else too. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who Vito interacts with. I don't know everyone. But the most common person you can think of is Dick, and both of them hate the Rip of Us. So moving that aside, basically we'll just say Vito for now because obviously we still need to know who the other person is. So yeah, so Vito basically emailed this Christian site, this Christian site. I think it's called something School of Ministry or something like that, and International School of Ministry. It's something along the lines of that. Basically, they're using ISOM as an acronym, and they have uh, they're basically a Christian thing. And I'm sure you know by now that Isom, the character, has has a cross in his costume, and it's barely visible. It's barely visible, but he has a cross in his costume. And of course, what Vito did was email this Christian company, the School of Ministry, and then say, it's so lovely that y'all are supporting July and his comic. That's what he said, something along the lines of that, basically. Because it's one of those things where it's like they're trying to antagonize someone without really sounding wicked. They're trying to be like nice. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they're doing some weird stunts, and now Eric is being sued. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous as frick because these clowns went so low to do something like that. Okay, they have every right to complain and bitch about all this type of stuff. Pardon my language, but they have every right to do so. They have every right to complain about it. But going that far and trying to antagonize another company is ridiculous. It's so low. It's so low. The fact that they actually wanted another company to fight against Eric. These people are just so low. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but people like Vito, so low. Oh my goodness. Is because he's pissed off a comic book? Really? Really? No, I have heard, in Eric July's comment section that people also have also been sued by this guy. He also taken down a video from Friday Night Tights. This guy has a history, okay, and his history has not been learned by himself. He has not. He has not basically learned from himself, and that's kind of the crazy thing, don't you think so? It is ridiculous that he continues to do this, and honestly, like it's just so sad. It's just so sad. Let me bring my Switch over so we can watch some of the video and read the comments because I really want to see that now. I really want to see that. So give me like a couple of seconds. I will just be back. Let me find it. Okay. Right, I was playing Mario Maker last night. I was playing. Hopefully, you did not see my legs. That looks nasty. I'm sorry. So I'm playing Mario Maker right now, as you can see. I'm creating a level, nothing fancy, of course. It's a very difficult level if you think about it. So I'm just gonna save it again, just in case anything. Okay, we're gonna go leave this game. Okay, okay. So let me just put it off. You're gonna go to YouTube. Let me put the internet on first. Sometimes it takes so long for the internet to come on. I sometimes put the switch off and then I put it back on. As you can see, it's black. Put it on. Internet's still not connecting. Okay, now it is. Close. So as we wait, let me just ask you a couple of questions. How are you today? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It's been so hectic, to wake up to this information that Eric has been sued. And of course, his detractors are going to laugh about this. But Vito doing something so low, it's just the worst thing ever. You can tell he's really trying to pick up some fight, you know? It's so ridiculous. Imagine being so angry at a comic book and then going that far to kind of force fights. Okay, so, oh, look, I'm live streaming. By the way, this image is taken from a picture, a blurred picture I tried to take when we were leaving the circus grounds. You know why I took this picture? Obviously, this is a zoomed in picture, but you know why I took the picture? Because there were protests happening on the opposite road, animal rights protests happening. I kid you not. I have a video of it, by the way. I don't know if I should upload it or not. I mean, no, I'm not going to upload it because it's not really a big deal, honestly. There were like ten people, just protesting. So, okay, let me search for Eric July. Haven't touched my Nintendo Switch in such a long time. Giving myself a really good break. So let's read. Let's getting an ad. Okay. Maybe you've heard of this by now, but this is a thing. Good Shepherd is alleging that we. Okay, so let me read this. If you guys can't, can I flip? Nope, I can't flip. Sorry, sometimes I have to change the rotation settings before I live stream. Can I zoom in? Okay. Our firm represents Good Shepherd Ministries International of San Bernardino, California. California. Good Shepherd is in intellectual property matters. Okay. Now here's the thing. Isom has been out for since last show. If they found out any trademark problems, they they would have been Eric would have been sued immediately. You know very much well that Vito went out of his way to do something like this. It's just so backwards. Not even backwards. It's just so evil. Okay, especially we write regarding a company's unauthorized use of our client's trademark ISOM. Here's the thing, there are hundreds of companies. Go on Google, search ISOM. You will not just get Eric July, you will get hundreds of companies. Okay, or maybe just like 50, but still you'll get a lot of companies called ISOM. On behalf of Good Shepherd, and further explained below, in view of your company current active marketing campaign that ends just a few days, also discussed below. You request your immediate response not later than a week from today. Okay, confirm your company's decision in as whether it will. Okay.
Have had unauthorized use of their trademark. Don't worry, I have one of the best legal teams. This is something multi-million dollar companies deal with all the time. We'll be handling this. Inevitably, my detractors are going to latch onto this as if
Oh
it's some
yes.
gotcha, oh, he slipped up. But now is the time to be serious. Outside of the given context, most of what I'm about to say isn't even aimed at the people that filed the lawsuit. The internet is an interesting place. We
Yes.
make fun of each other, and we can do that. We can make our gripes known, and we can dislike others. This is something that every individual is free to do. But I like to think that there's a line that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to initiating conflict. At minimum, one should be prepared to deal with those consequences. I certainly am. This has real world implications, and because livelihoods are potentially impacted, I must take it seriously as the owner of this company. What we have right now is a textbook example of gay ops. Not too long ago, there was an accusation of false flagging, and I'm going to show you an example of fair use. Let's set the scene. There's more than likely some reference to me before, but a fat person by the name of Vito really ramped up his public hatred of me at the launch of the Rippaverse last year. Since then, very frequently, this person has made a point to speak negatively about me and this company. Oddly enough, his friend joined in. Once I publicly
That's
rejected the
I'm sure
opinions
that's
that were
Dick
masked as a
Masterson.
review of ISOM number one, he ramped up his public down talking. He can word it as if I'm the one tripping at the criticism, but having his opinion be dissected and then be discarded may have hurt his feelings. Since then, I've had several other things, very interesting things that have been levied at me, and we've collected the receipts on those. Can't
Good.
give you everything. But this is how the internet works. So talking noise isn't a problem. There are
Hmm.
drama farmers out there, they need to conjure up things. Some may consider it to be admirable that they have to talk about me to get the most engagement. But what happened out of this is what you'll take exception to. You may be thinking, why would something like this happen now? We are two books in, and a full year removed from the launch of the Rippaverse. This may have something to do with it. In this lawsuit, they allege July
Okay, so let's look at this together. Let's zoom in. Okay, it's kind of hard to read because it's so tiny. I can't zoom in, I'm sorry.
accusations have caused actual confusion. An example of that actual confusion is shown in the following.
So basically, wow, just wow.
Highlighted copy of an unsolicited email from a third party in which the sender specifically mentions the identity of the trademark ISOM and the cross on the hero's bill.
Of course, an ad comes. Skip. This is a new ad I've never seen before, but I have to skip.
They then show this email from some guy named Obtuse Gnome that was apparently sent to them. In it, a guy claimed that he is a journalist by the name of Roy. He concerned trolls pretending like he is doing a story of our success. After acting as if he loves to see this, he states, I would be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name as the International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received
Oh
any
my goodness.
funding?
Okay, so it isn't just so okay. It's not Dick. It's not Dick, right? It's not Dick, right? Hopefully not. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people would have assumed Dick. So it's not Dick. It's Vito and this other guy. All right then. Clowns, 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 clowns.
Aid him in the creation of superhero Isom. Info on the choice to have Isom have an image of a cross on his belt. What we can hope to see with continuation of Isom on his journey to rescue Jasmine from prostitution. And if you could, the amazing choice to offer the buyers the option to donate a copy of Isom number two. He then says, I thank you so much extending your trademark name in such a unique way and the creation of a new superhero. It is apparent that this person knew what they were doing.
Yes.
They were attempting to encourage.
Yes, this is the problem. This is the big problem. These people went out of their way to create some kind of problem. Remember, there are hundreds of companies called ISOM. So many of them. So many of them. Of course, this person possibly looked around, looked for these type of companies, and looking around trying to see which company can cause trouble with.
A baseless lawsuit. But look again at the beginning and the end of this email. This person claims they were journalists for TDS News and TPVITU.
What?
Those obviously stand for the show of the two individuals, the Dick Show and the biggest problem in the universe. So, is there actually a connection?
Okay, so it is connected to Dick Masterson. I don't really know if he has more hands to do with it, but Dick and Vito have been like this, I've mentioned, like this, so close together. I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised if they end up, you know what. I'm not gonna say anything else, but you know.
Between the two individuals and this person that sent this email. Well, let's discuss. This person goes by the name Obtuse Gnome in their email. There happened to be a Twitter account under that same exact
An
name that has
obtuse
since
gnome.
been suspended
Obtuse.
for Lord knows what. This account used to tweet
Obtuse.
constantly at
Okay.
me and about me, and he only popped up after these two individuals kicked off their hatred of me. Here's an old screenshot from when the account was active. A new account has popped up under a similar name, profile picture, and what do you know? Look who the first three accounts are that this person followed. Surely it's just a coincidence, right?
Ooh.
It gets worse. Back in July, we announced that we would be working with Comic Books for Kids,
Okay.
an organization that has tasked itself with getting comics to kids in need. As to be expected, these two attempted to delegitimize our efforts and made some very bold accusations that we have receipts on. In this tweet right here, Vito claims we asked the charity if they need more comics. In that tweet, he shows an email from Mark, who is the owner of Comic Books for Kids. Sharing this may have been a critical error because we were able to obtain the entire email chain. In the original email, you see that Vito tried to block out the name. The original contact is from the same email from a guy by the same name. Yet again, concern trolling, this time acting as if he is so concerned about comic books for kids being scammed. Here's the original email. Without the name being blacked out, you see Mark refers to him as Roy. Again, what we have here is Vito himself using the term we, which would suggest he's included with this specific contact. Never mind if this could be interference, just how involved are they in this? Well, here they are on the show referring to contacting Comic Books for Kids.
So we contacted that charity. So this is the final email that I got.
So we have a tweet where he uses this email, seemingly pointing to an example of we being in contact with the charity, and on video it looks as if he does something similar. Remember, this is all a concern troll, and one can question if they care about this charity at all. They did down talk them as well.
Is there enough backstory? Comic Books for Kids? Okay. Yeah. And at first I thought maybe I shouldn't talk about this because I don't want to fuck up that guy's deal.
Right.
Comic book charity guys.
Sure.
Yeah, but then I thought, fuck it. This is a bad charity, first of all. And this is why I said, well, I probably shouldn't say this kind of stuff because it'll fuck up this guy's deal. But again, sorry, him.
It sounds like Timon.
False flagger turns a lie
Sorry, I have to say
into
that.
something, or makes one feel justified in their questionable behavior. If you think that this was in response to those nonsensical allegations against me in early August, well, look at the timestamp. The claims that were in reference to the charity were made a full month before that. These claims could have been an attempt to get myself or the company in trouble with the state, and I didn't initiate that. What does false flagger even mean in this context? Here we see one of them saying, I am on a false flagging spree because this account that was suspended, but the suspended account doxed one of our warehouse addresses and a personal home address. Apparently that is false flagging. Could it be that someone is working overtime to attempt to ruin my life and what I built? I mean, this was said in that video.
I'm an asshole for fun. I like it. If I can say I'm doing it for kids, it's just a socially acceptable way for me to act like a psychopath.
Yeah.
See? So this is a big opportunity for me to be cruel to people. I think this is also, it's really important that it's called motivation.
How expensive this is going to be, that's the golden question. So now the rules for the playing field have been set, and I'm the responding agency. Parties have shown that they have no problem either using the state against us themselves or running op campaigns to maybe push someone else to do it for them. This impacts not only myself, but the dozens of other employees and contractors that work for our company. Now, we sniffed this out a long time ago, but if we didn't, the ramifications could be very serious. We're talking things that destroy livelihoods and imprison people. Now, of course, there are some people hoping like hell that something like that would happen to myself as they start from hating me and then work backwards. But this is a step above just simple internet trolling with jokes. No longer am I playing around. Again, receipts have been collected, so deleting your post videos and such won't do you any good. Just understand that we will be acting accordingly. It's what you wanted after all. We don't need to run a crowdfunding campaign quite yet. You know where to find us and how to support us. We know you will keep rocking with me and the people that depend on.
So I want to read the comment section. So let me just put this down just a bit. My hand's kind of not really hot. I just need to use it. Okay. So I'm going to be reading some comments. I'm going to put this down just on a separate side so you can see it even better. So, okay, I've not been in this section for so long. You know, I have just, I missed this so much. Okay, so, my curtain. You can see it's a pretty interesting day. It's not a bright day. I mean, it is bright, but it's not sunny. It rained a lot. So, okay, I'm going to be reading some of the comments. So let's just read some of the comments. Put the volume just a bit low because I don't need the battery dying. Okay, people just want to see you lose. We stand with you, Eric. And that's something important. They love to see Eric lose. Imagine doing this just for the sake of just trying to destroy the group of us. Why not create your own content? Eric did that. Eric did that. He created his own content. And all the other companies, the woke companies, they're destroying themselves. Eric does not have to do anything. He just has to entertain, walk his own path. Other companies will fall because they've chosen their path on their own, their dangerous path filled with poison all over the floor. So, sorry. My sister did borrow my tripod, so that's why I'm holding it. That's why I'm holding this. So, it's a bit shaky. You can see some of the comments. Okay, so that comment comes up a lot as well. Here's a fun fact about Vito. He openly defended the movie Cuties. And he also did it on Alex Stein's channel. So yeah, it's that's interesting. Those two, even out of context, sound like sociopaths. Anyone with who casually expresses happiness at being cruel is evil. Exactly. Exactly. These people, here's the thing, they can't create content. They should create their own content because that's what Eric is doing. Eric is doing something. And you'll think, while you complain, yeah, yeah, a lot of people talk about the wokeness happening in Hollywood and whatnot. But guess what? A lot of people are also creating their own content. Eric is doing that. He isn't false flagging Marvel. He is not false flagging DC. He just talks about them. That's it. That's it. These people take it the extra effort to go out of their way and just kind of put pressure on people. Remember, they are kind of basically banging the war for this, banging the drum for the fight. Vita false flagged. Oh, I think I might be blocking the freaking microphone. Vita false flagged FNT. Okay, hold on. I'm just looking if I'm blocking anything. Okay, so he did false flag FNT because they wouldn't invite him on. How ridiculous is that? Then you show both Dick and Vito protesting the name of free speech at some event. People acted like it was a shame Dick's, like it was oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm terrible at reading. I'm so terrible at reading because this thing keeps shaking. My blood is just like moving all over the place. People acted like it's a shame Dick sticks with Vito, but it looks like they're as bad as one another, and that's correct. That's correct. Imagine being so jealous of new company success. You sue them out of spite. You will be laughing at the inevitable public embarrassment. And the thing is that this really sucks. This really sucks, all in the name of owning Eric July. So we're gonna keep checking up some other types of content because I really want to play some Super Mario quickly as possible. So you have other videos out. Some people are, I don't know. You have, oh yeah, you have Racketeer Law. Just yesterday I was listening to a stream of Racketeer, and basically he was with Dick Masterson. Like, oh my goodness. And today I get the news that Eric is being sued. Oh my goodness. Dicky Boy and his friend Vito. Vito and Dick. Like this. You know? Okay, so I'm just gonna put this down just a bit because I am kind of annoyed right now. I'm so annoyed. So I'm sure you guys I'm sure you guys must be very annoyed as well that this is happening to someone like Eric, because Eric did not really do anything evil. He just made his own content. It is a bit embarrassing now you see stuff like this happen. Vito is a crook, and is the fact that he's looking to summon up some kind of war is just ridiculous. So, anyways, I'm sorry if this took so long, but I want to get this out of the way because inside I was feeling a bit silly. I was feeling a bit annoyed. I was feeling so vexed. And people are claiming that Eric copy strike people. He copyrighted people. He claimed he took down people's content from Twitter, but they were sharing things that weren't even seen yet. As Eric said, they even doxed him. Not him, but they doxed his company and a house, someone's house. Like, oh my goodness, gracious me. Why are y'all doing that then? Why are y'all doxing? That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. But of course, Eric is the bad guy because he defended himself. Anyways, tell me your thoughts. Um, Before I go, I might as well just talk about my health. Um, I want to talk about this spot I've noticed on my, you could say, lower chest on my right side. So since the beginning of, you could say, well, since the beginning of noticing stuff this year, I noticed there was this blank spot in my chest, and of course, it's covered with hair all over. But on the opposite side, you see less hair on that specific spot. So that worries me. And this dark spot from far looks like a big saw sticking out, but when you touch it, it's flat like paper. So I don't even know why it's dark. I don't even know why it's dark. And around it, I remember seeing yesterday red all over. I don't know what this is. I'm afraid to look. I don't even know how to put this into words. So I don't even know. Anyways, um, still have my lumps in my ears. I think that's very terrifying. I've been trying to ignore them, but the more I feel them, the more terrified I get because honestly, you're not supposed to have so many ear lumps. And why aren't most of them going away? Like if they shrink, they shrink and that's it. I wonder maybe it's because I've been, washing my ears a lot and putting so much water over it. But let's just see what happens. Maybe I'll just like not interfere with it a couple of times and let's just see what happens. I'm trying to test things out. You know how expensive dermatologists are. If I were to go to a dermatologist just to remove those lumps, it would cost a lot because, you know, for each year to remove something, it's going to cost a lot. So, yeah. Then you also have, then you also have, um, what else? The lump by my neck. I can't tell if it's shrunk or not. I cannot tell. You know why? Because I've not been paying attention. I stopped taking pictures of it as well because I was just so fed up and so sad with my life. Um, the lump on my teeth is gone because the teeth grew out of it. So that's one thing, I guess. That's kind of normal. What else? I'm trying to remember. I have not checked my stool samples. Well, my stool, not samples. What am I saying? Samples. Sorry, I have not checked that properly enough because it's like, yeah, I'm just so fed up with almost all my problems. I'm trying to ignore them because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some of y'all may be saying, "Well, why are you ignoring? You should go quickly as possible." I went to the doctors. I went to the doctors multiple times, many occasions this year. I've stressed myself out so much more than any other year. No, maybe not 2020, but there were times where I just cried in my room, just cried. And this was like a couple months ago. You understand how painful it is just to have these evil thoughts in your mind. Something might happen to you, and you're just trying to ignore that because I don't want that to win. You know what I'm saying? You checked everything, and I feel like obviously, if I had more money, I would have went to some kind of very much specialist and check everything, the ears, what's on my chest, everything. Maybe even do some kind of thing inside my stomach. But no, um, what the original doctor found out was not anything important. So hopefully, look, I understand sometimes doctors can be wrong, and that's what I'm worried about because things can happen, bad things can happen. So I'm so worried, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But I've been trying my best to at least add more fruits in my life. I should include more vegetables in my life. Regardless, I want to eat healthy. Also, I want to talk about something that happened yesterday. I don't know if I'll make a video. I don't know if I'll make a video on my main channel about it. Anyways, bye.